Welcome back to the show. So today I wanted to do some comment response on my recent Waves video. I got a lot of different comments. It was overwhelming. It's been a crazy week trying to keep up with reading them all and responding to them. Some of them were, saying we should boycott the company, and some were saying that, paying for updates is just a fact of life. A lot of people sharing their stories about how frustrated they've been and how hurt they were by realizing that they'd, paid good money for something and then they couldn't use it anymore. But I got one comment that really stood out, and it's my favorite, so I just wanted to share it with you first to lighten things up. So this person, I'm leaving them anonymous just in case they realize how embarrassing this is and want to maybe make some life changes. This is so lame. Really, I'm the stupid one for watching this garbage. If you had questions, why wouldn't you ask them before spending $3,000? I don't know how I could ask them beforehand, but anyways. If you have questions now, why wouldn't you contact our Waves? This vid is just trash clickbait. There are a lot of Mac users out there that are confused on this and want to believe the worst. Real music producers, not you, know that the problem is Apple and their numerous OS changes break continuity with lots of apps. Generally, Waves aren't for Mac losers. On my PC, my V.9 to V14 Waves every day, and I got a new machine 2 years and they all installed. No issues. In 10 years, I've never updated coverage. Good job adding BS internet folklore. You're a real jerk. My friend Pete said, at least this person knows how to spell your. I have a few things I've written down on my little iPad that I wanted to go over just to cover specific things. So the first one is there were people talking about that you can't use old versions like V11, for example, without using Rosetta. So I'm just going to show you that I am not using Rosetta and that it works for me. So this is not really a big deal, but just out of entertainment's sake, let's see. So open using Rosetta is not checked. And I'm just going to jump over to Logic. And I've got this little like hip hop drum beat thing going on. I'm going to turn off the click. And I'm going to turn on L3 Ultra Maximizer. And that's working. And let's turn on some real ADT. Ooh, I love this plugin. This is super cool. And, I can change things or whatever. It seems to be working. Sounds awesome. Let's try some H delay. This is one of my favorite plugins of all time. It's just got such an awesome, gritty lo-fi thing going on. Turn it all the way up. So that settles that. It is working without Rosetta. Okay, moving on. So I did actually get the V16 update installed, which in the last video I was talking about how confused and frustrated I was because that didn't seem to work after I, paid for the update and I was in Wave Central and it just kept saying V11. So let's go back to, now it says V16, which is awesome. But to do that, I had to actually go to the website, which is what you got to do. So you go to your account and then you go to My Products. So after you pay for the update, this is where you actually got to go. So you got to buy it, but I didn't know that I had to go here to actually click activate and then go back to Wave Central to actually install it. And to make things even weirder, after I installed it, it stopped working. V11 worked, and I was using the Element synth in the song that I was working on. And then I went back to, and then I got the update to work to V16, and then I booted Logic, and Element was gone. It just wasn't there anymore. To get that to work, I had to go to, on the Mac, there's the audio units folder. So I'm just going to show you quickly how you do that if you haven't done that before. So you go to the library. Just going to zoom in a bit here. You go to audio, you go to plugins, you go to components. There's also like VSTs and that kind of stuff in here if you needed to access that. But components is what Logic uses. And I had to delete the Waveshell v16 and then reinstall it. And now it works. So what's crazy to me is that, you know, I have a lot of experience doing this stuff. I've done tech support for years on all sorts of things. I'm a sound engineer by trade. I'm really good at this stuff in terms of like figuring it out and using Google and everything. But if I had this much trouble making it work, just one plugin, I can only imagine what novice users are experiencing, or just beginners. They have no idea what to do. Let's just talk about, you know, where can we go from here? So based on the comments, there are clearly trust issues between the user base and the company. And it would be cool if that could be fixed. You know, what could they do? And, you know, one of them is the language in the Wave Central app, for example, about the updates, I think could be a little more clear, because I didn't understand what was going on, and now I do, but I didn't before. Just, you know, clarify that, like, yeah, maybe it will work, but maybe it won't work. Instead of just saying like, this is not supported, and, you know, in the buy button right there, you know, it's just a bit, it's a subtle change, but I think it could be a little nicer to deal with. You know, maybe make some changes to the business model, because you know, in talking to some of my friends, you know, not, you know, obviously YouTube commenters, but also my friends from real life out in the world. And yeah, a lot of them have like their favorite Waves plugin. Like I was talking to my friend Matisse yesterday, and he was like, yeah, H delay, man. And I'm like, yeah, H delay is killer. I'd love to keep using it. And there's a whole bunch of other plugins that they have that are just really great. You know, there's haters out there and saying that they're antiquated and that you can't resize them and stuff. And I get that, but you know, really for me, music is just about sound. You know, does it sound good? Does it work? So regardless of the fact that, you know, maybe they need to update the UI or whatever, or maybe they don't, I don't know. I don't really care. I just want to make music. So, you know, like maybe ditch the update plan. Like, I don't know if that would just destroy the company or something, but, you know, every other plugin company is making plugins and not charging for updates, at least like for the most part. And maybe the revenue could be made up by charging more for the plugins to begin with, because a lot of people were talking about, you know, that, well, if you factor in that like FabFilter costs like $200 or whatever, or like other brands are super expensive. So that means that, you know, if you buy the Waves plugin on sale for like $29 and then you have to pay for updates a whole bunch of times, then it's still cheaper. I don't care. I want to pay once. So even if the plugin was like twice that, like $59 when it's on sale or something, which is still like pretty reasonable for a lot of this stuff, you know, I may be more inclined to buy back in and become an active customer again. And I think other people would too. Maybe not, I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. But I think there is still hope. You know, unfortunately, there were some comments that were politically charged and saying some weird stuff. I don't really want to have any part of that. Like, I know the world is messed up and everything, but judging, you know, the founders of the company based on like where they come from, I think that's not cool. It's just about the business and the customer and like what's going on there, for me at least. So yeah, anyways, thank you for watching, and I'm going to see you in the next video.